Hi guys, it's Suzanne HB, Crazy Just Might Work on Instagram, and today I'm going to be showing you a border. This is a border that was created by A.K.A. Me, Myself and I on Instagram. She's a very creative lady, and yeah, she's just a very clever loomer, and she's great at breaking things down and working things out, and also creating her own designs. This is one of hers, which is the positive and negative design, which I've already done a tutorial on. So if you would like this border on a positive and negative bracelet, you need to pop over to my positive and negative tutorial and get a bracelet done, and then come on back to this one to do the border. If you would like to just know how to do this border, which is a two-sided border with the colours reversed on either side, and you can do it on any bracelet. It would look really lovely on any bracelet. Then keep watching. Okay, so what I'm going to use today is glitter blue and glitter white, Rainbow Loom brand, silicone brand, and I'm going to put the glitter blue on the side that's got the gold in the middle, and I'm going to put the glitter white on this side here. It's a really simple way of doing a bracelet, but I looked at it and I thought, I have no idea how she did that, so I'm really pleased that she showed me how. Alright, if you notice on this bracelet here, and you could do this on, for example, if you had a chain, you could, let's just grab a bracelet of mine, I have it for sitting here. This is one of my, what's this one? Upstairs, downstairs. See how it's got your chain running down the side of this one? So you could actually do it on this side of the chain for one, and do it on the opposite side of the chain lower down for the other one, and alternate them going down the chain like that. That would also look really lovely. So that's an idea of how to do it on a different bracelet. But on this particular bracelet, there is already an alternating climbing kind of side on it, and it alternates from gold to blue to gold to blue. So what you need to do is decide which colour you're going to have on which side. If you put the say I'm going to use this colour, whichever colour I loop on this side, this is the colour that will show up most on this side, and then whichever colour I loop onto this side is going to be the colour, and I'm going to do that. Actually, these aren't glitter blue, these are sweets blue. Sweets turquoise, I think, something like that, on this side. Okay, so that's the one that's going to come up most on this side. I think I decided I was going to do it the other way around, but anyway, you'll see as we go. Yes, I was going to do it that way around. Okay, so on this side, all we're going to do is a whole pile of slip knots. So we're just going to slip knot bands all the way around the bracelet. I'm going to cheat today, I'm sorry, and I'm only going to do a section of it to get you started so that you can see what you need to do. But you do slip knotted bands all the way around the edge of your bracelet on both sides, and then you use the technique I'm about to show you. So let's grab our band that we're going to use to slip knot, and you start on whatever is the very lowest of your loops. So this one I would say is probably the lowest loop. You could probably go into this one if you wanted it to go all the way down, but I'm going to start on this one. So you just pop your hook through, grab the band that you want to be showing on this side, and do a slip knot through. You don't want to do a terribly tight slip knot, just enough so that it sits there and doesn't unravel yourself, pardon me, doesn't unravel itself while you're doing the rest of the slip knots. Please excuse my voice and my little bit of a cough. I've not been well. Here you go. So through the next one up, the next blue side. Try not to twist your bands. Nice straight bands, and not twist them as you pull it through for the slip knot either. Go up to the next one. Through that, just that blue side one there. Pop that on. Not twisting. Make sure it's not twisting as you pull it through, so those bands should be sitting flat, one next to each other, like so. Alright, so I'm going to do about 5 or 6 of those, probably 6 would be good. That should be enough for you to get the idea of what you need to do, and then I'll just briefly show you on the other side, which will be the same thing. There we go, I've got my band a bit twisted there, so I'm going to untwist that because we want nice straight bands for this design. So I've got that one on there, the next one is this. Moving up. Making sure it's not twisted. And pulling that through in the slip knot. And you want the side of the bracelet, you want those slip knots to appear on, to be facing you when you're making those slip knots, so that you've got the line running along that way. So I might just pop a couple of my lights on, see if that makes it a little bit, no, that's probably going to make it too bright. That might be better. There you go, one light. Okay, so we'll do one last one. It's funny how some of these bands really pick up the light, and it makes it quite hard to photograph at times. I've got to say, I love the Rainbow Loom brand sweets. They're my favourite. I do like the silks, but the sweets are just so lovely. Alright, so then we've got 6 on there to get us going. We need to flip over because we want to have the side facing us that we want the white bands to go on. So now we're going to go and we're going to find the lowest yellow or gold. So I'm going to actually choose this one to get it the closest. It's the very next one down. So that's actually going to end up being, I think, the bottom band. And that'll become important when we go to loop these ones together. You need to work out which band's going to go underneath the other, just to be consistent. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same thing, just grab each of these side loops and slip knot a band under. It's actually getting too light for that white, isn't it? There you go. Hopefully that's not too dark when it processes. Making tutorials is just such an interesting experience. Here we go, so we're going up. Each single one of those is going to get a slip knotted band, like so. And through. Got a bit of a twist in that one, so I'm going to make sure I straighten that out before I do my slip knot, because it will affect the look of the border. Alrighty, so we're getting to the top of where I'm going to do my example. And we'll do one more. Alright, so this is what it should currently look like. You've got slip knotted bands through the border that's on the top there, and slip knotted bands through the border that's on the top on this side. Now if we have a look, the band that sits closest to the bottom, actually probably should have started at the cap band, but it doesn't really matter which way it goes. It just means that it will run one way or the other. So if you wanted the bands to loop up this way, sorry, if you want the border to loop up this way, then you probably would start looping, because you're going to remember you're going to do it all the way around. You would start looping from the cap band side. If I start with my demonstration looping from the non-cap band side, it's actually going to just run the border in the opposite direction to these loops. So let's see what effect we get that way. But if you want it to run the way that aka me, myself and I did it, you would start looping from your cap band running up on both sides. Okay, but this is the technique. You find which one is sitting lower, and for me I think that yellow or the gold band is lower, so you go in through the outside of that so that the blue band is sitting on top of that one, and you keep it in that order. Then you loop up the next band from the outside and through to the blue band like that from the inside. Okay, so you then bring these two top bands through the bands further along the hook, like so. You could of course lift those over if you're a lifting over person rather than a crochet hook person. And then you do exactly the same thing from the outside. You grab your lowest band, from the inside you grab your highest band, and you slip those bands through the ones on the hook, like so. And it's up to you how tight you have those, and you can sort of release them. At the end you can pull these tighter or have them looser as well. That bottom one gets a little bit twisted just on that first section there, but there we go. So we go up to the next one and we check and see this is coming in from the bottom, so make sure it's straight, coming in from the side like that. See, before, if I just grabbed it, I would have grabbed it like this and it would have been twisted. So you want to make sure that when you're grabbing it, it's grabbing it so that that is flat and straight there. So grab that and then grab it from the inside also, so make sure it's flat and straight. And then if you're a lifter overer, not a crocheter underer, you would grab either both those bands together or one at a time and lift it over. I apologise for how awkward I am doing it this way. I am definitely a crocheter underer, unless there's something I can't do with my hook. But that gives you that option. So again, now we've lost our slip knot here, so we'll just oh no, see, we can't do it that way. Silly Suze. We have to go and do the slip knot so that the slip knot is on the outside band there. Okay, so if you do lose one, just make sure that you slip knot it in the same direction as the others. Okay, so the next one, going from the outside, making sure it's sitting flat, and going through the other side from the inside, grabbing those two and pulling them under those two, like so. And the last one's for my example, coming from the outside, making sure it's nice and straight, coming to the inside, checking it's straight, and pulling it through like so. Isn't that just so cute? And we've got the reverse colours on both sides. I just think this is such a cute border. Very, very, very cute. Alright, so for the opposite side, all I would do is I would recommend that you turn it around and you work, if you're a right-hander, I'm assuming you're a right-hander, left-handers obviously will work from the other side, but if you're a right-hander, I would just operate from the right-hand side still, coming back, because it doesn't matter. You're not going sort of in and out of different things, you're just coming and looping those up from the side. So I would then start, make sure you start with the same band being on the bottom. In this case we'd have white on this side. Like that, and that would be our bottom band. And we'd have blue on the other side. So I'll just look and see. So the bottom band on the hook still needs to be the white. So I guess that you will be working in slightly the opposite direction, because you want to go white first and then blue. Okay, so coming the other way, I think it's still easier to do it this way, but coming the other way, you're going through, just make sure you're going through the white first and then the blue. So you're still coming from the outside and then coming from the inside out to the blue, and then you'll go up to the next one, you'll go through that way instead of coming up through this way as you walk back along the side. Perhaps I should demonstrate that on a couple, just in case my explanation is not clear. Just pop a couple of slip knotted bands through. Here we go. So the principle is the same, you just want to make sure that you've got that white band on the bottom. Let me get just a couple of these blue bands on. Like so. Make sure you're going every single side loop. Of course, if you're doing it on a different bracelet, you can decide whether you want to put it through every loop or every second loop, or however you'd like to do it. It's quite a versatile bracelet. Sorry, versatile border. Okay, so on this side we're coming in from the white through to the blue. Then we'll come around and in through the white, making sure it's straight before I put the hook through it. And through the blue, again making sure it's straight, like so. And we'll do the same thing, we just want to pop the top two through those bottom two, keeping them straight, like so. And then again we're going through the white, making sure it's straight, and through the blue, like so. And we're going to pop those two through the ones that were on the hook. So we end up with exactly the same thing running up the opposite side. Alrighty, so I hope this has been a good explanation of the way this works. As I said, if you want it to run so that your loops run the way that the designer created it, you would actually, when you'd got all your slip knots on, you'd start from the cap band end and loop it up from there. And when you get to the top, you've done your last loops, you can just then put this through these top ones here. So bring up, once you get to the top, and you've got 2 loops on either side, just put those 2 loops and your top band together and then slip knot it. Sorry, not slip knot it, put another band through and C-clip it. Alrighty, I hope this has helped. If it has, could you please give me a thumbs up? Give me feedback if you find that it's not. I'd rather not just get a thumbs down and not know why. If you do have any comments, please leave them in the comments. Check me out on Instagram, Crazy Just Might Work. And could you please check out the designer of this lovely bracelet and this border, which is A.K.A.Me, myself, N.I. I'll have all the details in the description below. She's got a really cool account and she's one clever loomer. So, well, yeah, check her out and give her a follow. And I will catch you later. See you later, guys.